On August of 2020, an esports writer tweeted 4 pictures with the caption "The Elite Four of South Korea." The pictures included the film director Bong Joon-ho, the soccer player Son Heung-min, the band BTS, and a professional gamer, Faker. This tweet became really popular and was reported by South Korean media. This article said, to US ESPN, Bong Joon-ho, BTS, Son Heung-min, and Faker are the South Korean Elite Four. Responses include they are Korea's pride, people who represent 4 fields of film, sports, games, and music, and living legends who broke language barriers, stereotypes, and prejudice. Nate Sports reports that some also argue that other professionals like figure skater Kim Yuna should be included. I also saw a comment of someone wanting to include the professional baseball pitcher Hyun Jin-ryu. So while some people will want to transform the Elite Four into an Elite 5 or even an Elite 6 to include these other 2 athletes, others prefer to choose the one in each field who is breaking language barriers, stereotypes, and prejudice, the ones who are bringing more fans and tourists to South Korea, the ones who are having a bigger impact in the world. And in sports, that is soccer player Son Heung-min. But I'm not here to say that it's better to choose the best one in the sports field to put them in the Elite 4 or to transform it into an Elite 5 or 6. I just want to point out that the conversation was really about sports because there are more than one influential person in sports, but basically everyone agrees about the other fields. The world of K-dramas and K-movies has gained a lot of popularity in the past decade, but it was Bong Joon-ho's Oscar wins what makes him the most impactful of the South Korean's film industry. The world of games is kind of new in the entertainment world, and there are actually quite a few professional gamers in South Korea who are worldwide champions, but many choose Faker as the representative because he had an impact in his game's history. The same thing happens with BTS. Really, no one is challenging the idea that they are the global representatives of South Korean music because no other musical artist in South Korea has had the same achievements and impact as BTS. Most people agree that Bong Joon-ho, BTS, and Faker are the biggest in their fields. That is except for one person, and it's a famous person. This is the South Korean rapper Jay Park. When everybody started talking about this Elite Four of South Korea, Jay Park wanted to include himself in the conversation. To do this, he removed the gamer Faker and replaced him as one of the Elite Four. He tweeted, what BTS has done for K-pop, what Jay Park has done for K-hip-hop, what Bong Joon-ho director has done for the Korean film industry. All very different lanes, but all historic nonetheless. And if you disagree, you're just a hater. This was back in 2020, but he continued promoting this narrative for years. Even now, in 2023, he is still trying to make this song a thing, in which he includes himself in the Elite Four.
Let me tell you, BTS, Bong Joon-ho, Son Heung-min, Jay Park. Let me tell you, BTS, Bong Joon-ho, Son Heung-min, Jay Park. Let's go. Let me tell you, BTS, Bong Joon-ho, Son Heung-min.
So to start, many found very disrespectful of Jay Park to take Faker out of the picture to put himself as part of the Elite Four. I'm not really into the world of video game championships, but I really couldn't find a single comment arguing to remove the game field out of the Elite Four. Second of all, he said that these are all very different lanes, but all historic nonetheless. But he's basically saying that the lanes are film, sports, music, and that just doesn't work. The biggest in music are BTS and BTS only. There's really no other South Korean artist from any genre that has had the same impact as BTS. It's not only about the awards and recognition they get in worldwide award shows, worldwide charts, and the global music industry. It's about their impact in music's history, in the global pop culture. It's about how they open the doors for the entire South Korean music industry. It's about how they bring billions of dollars every year to South Korea. It's about how they bring tons of tourists to their country. It's about how just one of their songs created almost 8,000 jobs in South Korea. All of this is a direct consequence of BTS's impact. The same way, it's not simply about Bong Joon-ho's recognition by Western film award shows. It's about his impact. His movie Parasite had an impact not only in South Korea, but also in the history of the film industry. The same with BTS. It's about their impact in the history of music and entertainment. Video games are a new field of entertainment, but now it's a thing that is taken seriously, especially in South Korea. And out of all the successful South Korean professional gamers, Faker is not only considered a League of Legends superstar, he is also the most successful player in the game's history. What Jay Park tried to do by inserting himself as the representative for K-hip-hop and making BTS the representative only for K-pop and not for music is something similar to what people try to do by including Kim Yuna as a representative for figure skating as well as Song Hyun-min as a representative for soccer. South Koreans have pride in both of these athletes, each under a different sports field. The difference is that South Koreans were the ones debating about the sports representatives, while Jay Park was the only one who brought himself into the conversation. He chose himself as a legend in South Korea when no one thought about him. This makes Jay Park not only seem goofy, pretentious, and not humble at all, but also like a liar. Let me overthink this for a minute because why not? When we talk about baseball pitcher Hyunjin Ryu, soccer player Song Hyun-min, and figure skater Kim Yuna, we talk about three people who many argue are the most successful Koreans in their respective field. But soccer player Song Hyun-min is the quote-unquote chosen one in the sports field of the Elite Four because 1. Kim Yuna is retired, and 2. Even if she becomes the most popular South Korean figure skater in the world, the relevance and impact of soccer is bigger and more powerful worldwide. The soccer industry is more monetarily valuable and more part of pop culture than any other sport. So there will be more people around the world who recognize and follow soccer player Song Hyun-min than figure skater Kim Yuna. In other words, his impact is bigger because soccer's impact is bigger. Is it unfair? Maybe it is, but the global impact of soccer and soccer players is undeniable. Now, whether you agree or disagree, this reasoning was applied by Jay Park and his followers wanting him to be considered part of the elite of South Korea as a representative of K-hip-hop. They argue that sure, BTS has the most impact in music, but that is only because they make K-pop music. And just like soccer, K-pop is more valuable and recognized than K-hip-hop or figure skating. But I think this reasoning will only harm Jay Park's chances to be part of the elite of South Korea. Because to start, Jay Park is not the most representative, he's not the biggest, and in my opinion, he's not the best in K-hip-hop. His song about the Elite Four is a joke.
This show is one of the 3 shows out of the whole world. First one is Jimmy Fallon, second is Jimmy Kimmel, and third is the Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
So,
Hey!
so this is not that big, but you know.
New Jeans, I've Lutherpim, 이영지, let's go.
BTS, 봉준호, 손흥민, 최민kai, let's go.
BTS, 봉준호, 손흥민, 김선우, let's go.
햄버거, 피자, 파스타, 사과, let's go.
I'd rather be lost in the light, lost in the light. I'm out of my mind.
After receiving the obvious backlash, Jay Park justified himself by tweeting, "When it comes to hip-hop though, K-pop does not have the most authentic image and that's just the truth. So me trying to make things happen in that field and also being Asian, I've come across some difficulties." With this response, he's trying to do 2 things. First, he says that he has come across some difficulties in the industry because of being Asian. But this narrative doesn't work in K-hip-hop because everyone in K-hip-hop is Asian. Therefore, he's now putting himself in the context of hip-hop in general. But this makes him look even crazier because at least in K-hip-hop, he is a recognizable figure. But in global hip-hop, he is nobody. He says that he has come across some difficulties, and I believe him. But that's exactly my point. The big barriers are still there. He didn't transcend anything. He didn't help other South Korean rappers in the global scene, like the other figures part of the Elite Four help people from their field. But do you know who took down the first basic barrier for Korean rappers? BTS. That is my second point. Jay Park says that K-pop does not have the same authentic image that he as a hip-hop artist has, ignoring the fact that BTS are an anomaly in K-pop. Them being authentic and different is the main reason why they stand out among the hundreds of K-pop groups. Like Jay Park says, K-pop does not have the most authentic image, but BTS does, and that's why they became astronomically bigger and more impactful than all the other K-pop groups combined. Other groups had a ton of budget managed by the biggest music labels in South Korea. BTS didn't. These music labels had the resources to spend millions in the training of their stars. BTS's label didn't. Others in K-pop had the resources to hire the most expensive producers, directors, and musicians from the world, but BTS didn't. These privileged groups Jay Park accuses of being inauthentic do not include BTS. So why is he reducing BTS's impact to just K-pop when their impact is a result of their distance from K-pop? BTS are global artists and without a doubt the biggest South Korean artists in music, even the biggest Asian artists in music. No one comes close. In my opinion, this happened because of their authenticity. The inauthentic image of K-pop actually made things harder for BTS. They didn't only have to cross a language barrier and a cultural barrier to be recognized in the world. They also had to cross a barrier within their own country, the barrier of inauthenticity in K-pop that exists in South Korea and also the world. BTS don't only write their own lyrics, but they also worried from day one about their message. They constantly care about their music direction, but the K-pop label is sometimes detrimental to all of their efforts, insinuating that K-pop's inauthentic image is associated with BTS when their success is a result of their effort to break that exact mold is insulting and flat out false. The Elite Four of South Korea include people who broke language barriers, stereotypes, and prejudice, and neither Jay Park nor any other South Korean singer is doing this. Maybe they want to and they are trying their best, but the impactful ones are BTS. Denying that is just delusional. Jay Park says that he's trying to make things happen in that field, whether it is the hip-hop field or the K-hip-hop field. But he is probably the worst or one of the worst examples in K-hip-hop when it comes to authenticity. There is a big irony in diminishing BTS, claiming they are inauthentic artists because they are supposedly K-pop, when your entire brand is doing cultural appropriation. Jay Park raps about being authentic while he almost comically acts like a caricature of American rappers, of the ones who invented hip-hop.
Every time I work, every time I run, every time I move.
It can be unfortunate for jealous singers and rappers that BTS do not focus on pop music. They do all kinds of genres, so they are globally recognized in different genres. BTS crosses over so many music barriers. This is not similar to Song Heung-min's situation, in which he is only successful in soccer and not in many sports. So there can be some kind of debate over that. But BTS's success, and most importantly, BTS's impact, goes beyond pop music. Sure, their pop songs are the most recognized in pop culture, but since BTS has 3 rappers and 4 vocalists, the BTS rappers are actually the most recognized South Korean rappers. There's no other rapper from South Korea who has entered hip-hop global charts. BTS have global achievements for their hip-hop albums, their hip-hop songs, their hip-hop music videos. The BTS rappers have worked with the hip-hop artists Jay Park loves to copy: Wale, J. Cole, Warren G, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Lil Nas X, Juice WRLD. This is the impact the BTS rappers have in K-hip-hop. Some legendary rappers have worked with South Korean rappers. And who are these South Korean rappers? BTS. So again, the most impactful South Korean artists in music, no matter the genre, are BTS. When it comes to music, they are the only ones at the moment who can be part of the Elite Four of South Korea. If you want to discuss other artists who are maybe not as astronomically recognized as BTS, we can still talk about other South Korean artists who are influential. But you won't see these artists insert themselves into the Elite Four. That is not legendary behavior. When Jay Park released his silly rap song including himself in the Elite Four, he received obvious backlash, but he was still shameless enough to perform it in front of J-Hope of BTS and directly ask for his approval on live television.
그래서 제 무대를 지켜봤잖아요. 거기에 딱 BTS, 봉준호, 손흥민, J-Park 했을 때 좀 기분이 어땠어요?
아니 저는 일단 샤라웃을 해주시는 거니까
그죠.
가슴이 뜨거워지죠.
아 진짜로요?
네.
와우.
그리고 저는 사실 개인적으로 형님도 정말 되게 여러 번 반복을 하고 노력을 하고 지금의 이 자리에 또 만들어주신 분이라고 또 생각이 들어가지고 거기에 그런 과정도 되게 리스펙을 하게 되고 예.
감사합니다.
그런 또 형님이 어떻게 보면 또 샤라웃을 해주시니까 예스.
J-Park's fans used this humble response by J-Hope to say that if BTS accepts J-Park as legendary, so should we. But first of all, pay close attention to what J-Hope is saying. He first says that he thinks J-Park has tried many times and worked hard to be where he is today. He's basically recognizing his efforts, but he cannot celebrate his impact because what impact? J-Hope says that he respects J-Park's process and continues saying that he felt honored to be part of J-Park's shoutout. This response to J-Park's backhanded compliment, although extremely respectful, is not the same as BTS's response to other real, legendary South Korean artists, such as Psy, Epic High, and Seo Taiji. Psy recognizes BTS as legends and not himself.
BTS 후배님들이 저의 한을 풀어준 팀입니다.
Epic High recognizes BTS as legends but not themselves. The same way, BTS recognizes Psy, Epic High, and Seo Taiji as legends in South Korean music but not themselves, never themselves, especially when they are directly being praised by them. These impactful artists don't beg BTS to be recognized because they don't need to, so they will confidently praise BTS's obvious bigger impact and BTS will praise them back. This doesn't mean that BTS is less influential and impactful than these other artists. It's a respect thing. Artists say to BTS that they are legendary and BTS responds, no, you are. You cannot take out this context to claim that BTS admitted they didn't pave the way. They did and everyone knows that, but BTS's response will always be humble. So some people can deny it all they want, but everyone, including the real elite of South Korea, knows who the real representative in music is.
방탄소년단 손흥민 선수님, 요즘에 봉준호 감독님 그리고 펠크스 작업했더라고요.
네, 그런 이야기를 제가 들었는데 사실 저랑 같이 언급되신 분들도 굉장히 세계적인 문화적인 스타에도 자부심을 가지고 있었는데 그렇게 말씀해 주시니까 기분이 좋네요.
I'm a big fan of BTS. I think they're also national hero. You know what they do is for Korean people makes really proud. Then I'm grateful, you know, that they are here. You know, they make South Korea big and big. I think I'm so grateful.
Who are the most famous people or person in South Korea, would you say?
I think BTS would be up there. Obviously, I think they're massive, and yeah, I'm a big fan of BTS 한 팬으로 신곡이 나오는 거에 대해서 진심으로 축하드립니다. 또 BTS를 또 제가 열심히 응원하고 BTS 분들처럼 또 좋은 영향을 끼칠 수 있도록.
이미 좋은 영향이십니다. BTS가 누리는 그 파워와 힘은 저의 한 3,000배는 넘는 거니까요.
아니 봉준호 감독님이랑 BTS가 국기선언하면 뭐하냐고요? 예? 이런 놈들이 한국 망신 다 시키는데 안 그렇습니까, 손님?
일단은 피해자의 신분